Talk to us about some of the criteria that you've already set in place for an effective system that will actually bring out someone that's more acceptable. I mean, we can't have an angel, right? But someone who is largely acceptable by Nigerians.
I think before I respond to that question about what citizens are saying about the criteria for the INEC chair, is to look at where are we today and what's the state of our electoral process. I think there are three things. The first one is that the level of citizens' trust in the electoral process is at its lowest ebb. And that is just driven by the way the entire process have been managed in time past. Secondly, you have a captured and a weak electoral commission. An electoral commission that technically, has built its own professional efficiencies. However, the level of political interference, on the Electoral Commission over the last 15 years has grown astronomically. And it's about how politicians are appointed into the commission. It's about the delay in the release of the funding for the Electoral Commission to conduct its election. Because if INEC does not have the money to conduct elections, it cannot conduct elections. What Nigerians have said is they want an INEC that is independent, that upholds the will of the people over the will of politicians. And to do so, you need this set of criteria. One, citizens have said that the Constitution provides that you need a chairman and commissioners who are non-partisan, who have unquestionable integrity. But those criteria are inadequate. Nigerians are saying they need an INEC chairman and commissioners of INEC who have never been members of a political party, whether past or present. Nigerians are saying they need an INEC that is competent. So you need individuals that understand elections or in a related field, because we saw how incompetence did undermine the 2023 elections. And one other thing Nigerians are saying is they want an INEC that is fearless, that has the ability to withstand political pressure and call the bluff of politicians. Those are the criteria. And the Senate needs to rethink and improve the quality, of the screening process. And what we have said is, in time past, the Senate has never, in the appointment process, released the details of nominees.
As sent to it by the executive.
As sent to it by the executive. It has never done that. This time, the Senate, in trying to enhance the quality of the process, once the name of the individual is read on the floor, the CV and the background of that individual should be put on the National Assembly's website, on social media platforms, so that Nigerians will see and they can scrutinize the process. Especially that we are not a Kenya or a South Africa, where people apply for this job, they are screened in the open, and then if there are petitions, the petitions are considered on their merit. So if the Senate wants Nigerians to be part of this process, it should clearly outline what are the procedures so that citizens will know. Because if the president appoints someone who has baggage and citizens want to make inputs, the National Assembly provides that opportunity. So they have to open up this process, invite people, ensure it is televised, and then ask people to come make oral submissions. That way you inspire public confidence, because this lack of confidence can be rebuilt with the way this entire appointment or the transition in INEC is managed.
So who do you think will be the best replacement for Yakubu Mahmood? Who do you think will have that level of credibility to replace Yakubu Mahmood? We're talking about electoral reform. And in part of electoral reform, you need a credible INEC chairman and obviously the commissioners as well on the state level and the representative at the local government level to return results as well, isn't it? So the question now, who should head it? Because we cannot bank on this current government, who obviously are the beneficiary of a corrupt 2023 electoral system, to produce for us the kind of electoral chairman that we need, truly independent in name and in deed. I mean, one of the people you can tell or you can look at and call out to say, come and be an independent electoral chairman. Let's say we want to take Professor Utomi as an example. Come and orchestrate the election for us. Is this somebody you believe to be independent and can withstand political pressure? Or let's say the lady that was the returning officer in Abia State, where Alex Oti was declared the governor, and she refused to budge or bow to pressure. Remember, she confessed and said they tried to pressure her to announce the wrong result, and she refused. Is that the kind of person that will believe? Now, you might not like Pat Utomi because you say he's been a part of a political system before. So we want somebody, according to the Constitution, that is independent, never been part of any political affiliation before. So let's take that Dr. Oti I just mentioned right now, the professor from the university that declared Alex Oti. That was bold to declare Alex Oti the governor or the winner in the 2023 election. Is that the kind of person you think we need that will steer Nigerians' electoral system that can withstand the pressure? Because as it stands right now, if the Senate or the National Assembly cannot carry out electoral reform, there's no other way we can defeat this current political party and their corrupt system. Because in order to restore, like Samson Itodo mentioned, in order to restore trust in the electoral system, we need a truly independent electoral system. INEC. We need an INEC chairman that is independent. It doesn't come with all the baggage of corruption or an affiliation with any of the political party. What happened in Rivers State recently in these local government election and in Lagos State? They were political commissioners and returning officers that were part of APC. So you expected them to win the election. Same thing happened in Lagos State. The same thing happened in Rivers State. So that's not independent at all. You cannot elect imagine you go for a football game and then the referee is your own team supporter. There's no way the opposition will win. That's exactly what will happen once Bola Tinubu announces who's going to be replacing Mahmood Yakubu. It goes to the Senate, and the Senate always makes it easy. They never show the process. That's what Samson Itodo is saying. We want the process to be open. Let us scrutinize who these people are because they can't even work for us. Why don't we scrutinize the candidates? Why don't we check their history? Like, why don't we call them out? If this APC is sending returning officer, for example, let's take Edo State governorship election in 2024, right? December, when they had the election. It was Wike's cousin, a member of his political party. That was the one that's meant to be returning officer. How are they going to win the election? Or how come APC will not win the election? See another way around it. We want a truly independent electoral system. And our politicians have actually encroached in that space. That's why electoral system is not free, is not fair. And that's why they made us a laughing stock in the nation. That's why Bola Tinubu still remains our biggest demarketer. Because everybody understands around the world that he did not win the election. Except for his supporters who are the blind ones anyway, who were saying yes, he won, but he will know he did not win the election. He himself knew he didn't win the election. So we don't want another electoral officer, an INEC chairman that will announce the result in the middle of the night when Nigerians are still sleeping, because they needed to rig the election so that when time we wake up, the shock is over quickly, so that before Nigerians come onto the street, they've already assimilated the shock so they can contain people. Do you understand? So to restore trust in the system and stop the cases of rigging, vote buying, and manipulated result, a credible appointment has to be done, open to all Nigerians, so we can, question the character of this individual. We're talking about INEC that is already captured by the ruling party because they only do what the ruling party asks them to do. And when they don't release funds, it makes it harder. So for us, we want a foundation that is solid, it is credible, but the question still remains the same. Who should take over from Yakubu Mahmood? Without electoral reform, does it matter who should take over or who would take over? Will it not still be the same? Not they will appoint their own cronies, card-carrying members of the APC to run the election, and they will call the person independent? Would Nigerians buy into it, or would Nigerians revolt against it? Do you understand? So in order to ensure competence and professionalism, we also need that person to have that idea, that technicality, that technical knowledge, that integrity, that courage to understand how elections are done and to withstand and resist the pressure from politicians. But we have to go through a proper, credible selection process that needs to be televised. Now, Nigerians need to let Nigerians query these individuals or individual in question and say, no, we don't trust you. We've seen your antecedent. You're corrupt. We don't want you. We want somebody who's corruption-free. We want to have our global image better than what we currently have it now. Because when we have an INEC chairman, listen, one of the most incompetent, most corrupt INEC chairman we ever had is Yakubu Mahmood. Yakubu Mahmood. If you conduct an election like the one that happened in 2023, there's no way you should not have been fired the next day. but yet he's still there, running his time out in November of 2025. So put your comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Let us know what you think. Do you agree who should take over? I've said it. Let's take an example of Professor Utomi, or that Dr. Oti lady that was the returning officer for Abia State. Is that the person you think? Because she was able to withstand the pressure from the politicians at the time and announce the right results. And you can see the progress Abia State is making at the moment. So do you agree with that? Put your comments in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Please recommend this channel and also click on the notification icon if you've not done so. I'll catch you in the next video. God bless you. Bye-bye for now.